Hey there guys, Brad here, and I wanted to do an Ask Brad. I haven't done one of those in ages, and this was unintentionally asked by Tamara McDonnell. I hope I got your name right, Tamara. Thanks for following along on the Facebook page. So Tamara, under another post that we did, asked some questions relating to the brand of treat pouches that our clients use and the brand of clickers that we recommend because they appear to have a nice loud sound. So I figured that I would talk you through that. This is a little bit of a longer video, and if you're interested, you watch it, and if you won't, well, don't worry about it. So before I do this, let me talk about the treat pouches our clients use. Typically, they're shit. They're the cheapest thing that they can find. They're generally quite small. They have a little plastic clip on the back that you just stick over your pants, and then they sort of hang here and dangle around. Most of our clients use that kind of bag. I advise most of them against it, and there's a ton of reasons why. The first one being, while my clients are trying to learn a new skill, like execute a new pattern or whatever else, the smaller the bag is, the harder their hand is to get in there, the more coordination requires and the more frustration it gives them. It also builds a greater distance between the marker that they deliver and the reinforcing event for the dog, which is less than ideal. Hello, Boogs. Good boy. Up. Go. So that's the big reason why. The other thing is they move around. Some of them, especially the ones on belts, tend to move around quite a bit. And when people bend over, especially with the smaller clip ones with the big opening, they're not so great. They tend to spill food everywhere, and it's a real pain in the ass for everyone involved, and it short circuits that training cereal and whatever else. So in trying to save $20, $30, it doesn't work out so great. There are much better alternatives out there. So Black Dog is a Melbourne company that make a really good quality treat bag. They have two sizes. It opens and shuts with like a purse type snap. So it stays open or it then closes over. I've seen them used many times. I used them myself many, many years ago. It's the same design that's still in use today. People seem to have great success with them. I'm not a fan of treat bags myself. So what I like are training skirts, which is sort of like a training vest, but it's just a belt that clips on and it's got deep pockets. I think they're a much better choice than a training than one of these little training bags. And you'll sort of, you tend to have 360 pockets on those, big pockets, usually 4. And I'm even more of a fan of training vests. This is my own training vest. This is a Euro Joe brand vest. This would probably be 7 years old, roughly. The zip's just gone on it, which is why I can't do it up. So I'm in the process of replacing it. And when I do, it'll still be completely serviceable. It's been a very good vest. I have no need to replace it. I probably will next year, just for the sake of getting something that is a little more branded to myself. But it's been a very good vest, and I would have to say that, like all Euro Joe's gear, it seems to be very good. They've got a reputation for quality gear. So quite expensive though for what it is. There's a bunch of other brands that do great vests. Most of the big dog training brands like Gapay, HST, what would another one be? Jesus. Oh, they're the two that come to mind at the moment. They tend to have good quality vests in their ranges. So, in terms of just much as a training skirt gives you this ability, vests are preferable for our clients because, number one, they don't move around. Number two, by the design of them, they usually close in the treats, the reinforcers that you have in your pocket when you bend over so they don't spill out. Of course, that can cause a bit of a disadvantage if you're working on your knees and you're bent over. For example, this knee is up and I try and reach into this pocket. You can have to sort of set yourself up to be able to access that when you start. But it doesn't happen too much and it doesn't seem to cause me any concerns, and I do a lot of that kind of work. The other thing is, unlike these treat bags, even the very large ones, you can fit all manner of stuff very easily into all of these pockets. I've got tons of gear in here, leashes and tugs and whatever else. I never have a problem fitting the gear that I need in here. I can even fit a retractable leash in here and comfortably still access the food. I don't buy my training vests to fit me or to look good. I buy them for function, so I want them to be looser because I definitely need there to be clearance as my hand goes into this pocket. Again, it's not something that is as easily achieved with most treat bags. Plus, treat bags can tend to move around. And I like my food to be in the one place. If I want to access food from here and here, I just put food in these two pockets. I can very easily have a ball in each pocket and still access the food around them. When I'm working with an e-collar and a clicker, if I need to engage in tug play with my dog and I need to present this, I can quickly drop my clicker and my e-collar into my pocket and I can continue on, right? And then easily access them when I need them. So my vest isn't even done up, and you can see here I don't have to think too much about being able to grab my gear. It's always in the same place. Sorry, I'm not trying to talk with my hands here. There's this damn fly. But essentially, that's what I like about training vests. They make things easier for the client, in my experience. In terms of generalizing and randomizing, so you want to be able to generalize your behavior. You don't want to have a vest or a treat bag in order to be able to get the behavior that you're training in your dog. I found it to be very easy with vests. I go from a vest to a jacket, to another hoodie, and then as the markers become better progressed, I can just stick food in my pocket and pay the dog. The big key to being able to do that is charging a neutral position so that the only cue that the dog hears is the cue for the command, and it doesn't see other cues. The command is a reliable predictor. Once you get that down pat and your markers are clear, generalizing away from the vest is very easy. I have observed that people that use these small treat bags tend to find them harder to move away from, but I don't think that in and of itself it should cause any more problem. It's probably just that I see more people with those bags that don't have a well-established framework to enable them to easily generalize. In terms of clickers, lo and behold, my clicker is here. I use Star Mark clickers. I buy them 100 at a time and I import them because it's cheaper than buying them here. They retail from anywhere from sort of $10, $15 each, usually somewhere in that vicinity. I've seen original Star Mark brand clickers made in blue with an orange button and also black with a yellow button. They're the only two color variants that I've seen. Typically speaking, they've got a stainless element in them. Typically speaking, they're quite loud. I'm not going to click it now because my dogs are finally leaving me alone and I don't want to have to pay them when the clicker goes off. Having said that, buying 100 at a time, and I've done that multiple times, I have found probably a 1 in 5 failure rate with Star Mark clickers, which is very, very disappointing. These are name brand clickers in Star Mark packaging and original items from someone that is a dealer for Star Mark, and it's very, very disappointing in terms of the quality control surrounding them. These aren't clickers that start working and wind up not working. They're clickers that don't work out of the box. So quality control on them is very poor. That's been my experience over probably maybe 200-300 of them. It's been a pretty consistent experience, which is very disappointing. I would have to say that box style clickers seem to be very reliable in terms of the tone that they produce. And they tend to be amongst the cheapest choice out there. We're going to be selling some clickers down the track a little bit that'll be guaranteed to have a loud click. And that's the guarantee that we're going to put on them, because there's nothing more frustrating than getting a clicker that has a shitty quality click to it. I've thrown so many of them out, I don't want to inflict that on anyone else. But there's tons of choices for you to make. My honest opinion is that in absence of being able to find a supplier that guarantees the click, then I would probably buy 3 or 4 different ones off eBay at $5 each and see which one works best for you and you find fits in your hand best, and just go with that. It's not important what brand you use. What's important is that it gives you a good click, and more importantly, that you're comfortable using it. If you're not comfortable using it, then it's probably best to find another design, and there are a ton of them out there. So that's it for now. It's a longer video than what I'd intended, but we got it done in one take, which is fantastic. So, Tamara, I hope that you feel that that question has been sufficiently answered. And thanks for tuning into the video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. Follow along on our social channels to see the shorter ones. And yeah,